Hello and welcome back. It is Friday. It is 5 p.m. And that means it is time for your dad's favorite podcast, baby. Let's go. It is episode 8. It is episode number 8. And you know what that means? You know what episode number 8 means? That means you have to like and subscribe to this channel and follow us on Spotify. My name is GABRiEL.
Young man, there's no need to be down. I said, young man. Actually, you're pretty old because you have a kid. And you have a beer in your fucking hand and a coffee in the other. It's always fun with the YDFP. It's always fun at the YDFP. There's no need to be down when you've got Dylan 2 over there. And my name is Dylan, and that's GABRiEL right over here. I can't sing no fucking shit. I'm not good at rapping this stuff.
Rapping? Yeah. YMCA is one of the hottest hip-hop tracks of the early hip-hop days, bro. I do feel it.
It's true.
I like your mustache. Is that like a No Shave November kind of thing?
No, we're in October, so this is,
So you can understand my confusion.
Yeah, so you're probably wondering where you can follow us. Well, you can follow us on a lot of places. So we've got Instagram. We've got an Instagram, which I forget the name. We got
Your Dad's Fave Pod on Instagram.
Exactly.
And BCB GABRiEL and Dylan.Hoyos.
That's right.
On Instagram.
That's right. He's good at remembering. Our TikTok, which is pretty fucking cool. We got a TikTok. And it's funny. It's quite humorous at best. And at worst, it is a slap on the knee. We've also got Spotify, where you can watch us. That's right. Spotify, you can watch videos on Spotify, which is actually insane to me because I thought Spotify was all audio and no visuals. Yeah. We also have this YouTube channel, so like, subscribe, and follow us on everything.
It's episode 8, so you have to.
That's right. I hate having this mustache on because I've used this kind of mustache before, and I can't smile. Like, look, watch this.
So are we gonna watch you like shave it off now?
Yeah, watch this. Watch this.
Do you have a razor?
Where's my razor?
Where is your razor? I don't know where your razor is. If you're funny, you'll pull out a scooter.
I wish I had a scooter.
Fuck.
I'm not that funny.
YDFP not funny confirmed. Damn
That's
it.
Right. Sorry. You can't win them all, is what I like to say. And in this case, how did I might be stuck with this until I find the razor. So let's just keep going.
So last week, we created a nation, and we asked you, the people, to name it. Dylan will also have his own, as the executive leader, Dylan will also have his own say as to, he can either pick one of the names that was given to us/him, or he can opt to make his own name if they all are trash. But that's his decision. It's not my decision. He's in charge here. I don't make the rules. We, once again, my followers did their thing. The thing that my followers do, where they ignore my story, and I didn't get any responses. But on the YDFP Instagram, a beautiful young man, who's known simply as Q, decided that he would like to name this country Smiggendorf.
That's a pretty good name. I have no idea what that has any relation to me, but I respect that.
I think of Ganondorf from, what's Ganondorf from? The Game. He's from The Game.
That's
so
right.
Smiggendorf is a nominee. What did your people say? While you pull that up, I'm gonna take a bite of my not sponsored candy bar. No free publicity.
Oh, I see what you did there. I don't put that on my cans, but you're good. You're good. You're slick. You've got I Love You by you know who.
I was very drunk last night, and I answered his poll.
I was high, but I just did not want to answer his poll because I'm not as cool as Andrew. We've got Dylan.
Oh!
Which is just a D at the end of my own name, which is pretty cool.
Ooh.
I didn't think of that. I never thought of that.
It's not too bad.
Okay, so now this one's a little bit hard to say because I don't know how to pronounce it. New Diamond, as in DAWIMAN. Diamond? Right, John. Let's go to New Diamond. Let's go to New Diamond.
Wait,
That's
what
right.
What was the spelling of it?
DAWIMAN. Diamond.
Da women? New da women? No!
The women, yeah.
No, dude, it's nude women.
Oh, fuck.
We've been had.
That was my own uncle. That was my uncle who sent that, by the way. You can
Does your
tell
uncle
how.
does your uncle have a kid?
No, he doesn't, and that's what makes him even better, dude. He's a '90s kid. He was a '90s high school kid, so he was dropped. He's somebody who definitely watches The Simpsons.
Fuck.
Or like Family Guy, unironically.
Nude women. Oh my god.
My girlfriend sent me Xenia, spelled Xenia, for no other purpose other than it sounds sick. And it does sound sick. Xenia does sound sick, but I feel like I'm gonna take a pill.
Yeah, no, Xenia does sound like the pill.
Hi, folks. It's me, YDFP co-host Dylan here. You see, if you have erectile dysfunction, of course, not a nude, wherever we're going to call them, nude women. But if you do, ask your doctor about Xenia. Xenia. That's how you say it.
John Xenia.
Just RKOs you. Gung!
That's Randy Orton. Randy Orton does the RKO. John Cena doesn't do the RKO.
You're right. I'm sorry. Look, I'm not a big WWF fan. Okay, I personally. And then the final one, it isn't really a name, but rather a face. Now, it's an emoji more specifically. Let me just send it to you.
Jim will put it up on screen, I'm sure.
Yeah, Jim, put it up on screen. If you have no idea what this is, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how you would say that.
Tiki face.
It's not. Is it tiki face? I always considered it. It's a moya. Moai. So I guess it's called Moai. That was the last one.
So would you like to pick one? This isn't my country, man. I don't have a say in this. This is all you, bro. I can't lie.
No. I think it has to go to what we both know. Obviously, I have a girlfriend, so. But I mean, come on, it's a dad's instinct. We gotta go with nude women.
It has to be nude women.
I mean, look, Dylan makes sense, but nude women is definitely the best one. I look like I'm wearing a mustache that enjoys watching nude women, and that's not a good thing. So I don't think that's a good thing.
I don't know about.
So I'm gonna shave it off with this butcher knife.
I feel like women implies like adult. You don't look like someone that enjoys looking at nude adults. You know what I'm saying?
I plead the fifth.
How real? On a scale of 1 to it's real, how real is that knife?
Real.
Oh, fuck.
And sharp as fuck, so I gotta... Just kidding.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
That got half off. Now I look like Hitler. Which is not a good thing. And I'm gonna go... Ah!
Oh, jeez.
Now I look like a British kid. With a fucking knife. That's right there, you fucking bum.
You're gonna shank me for my 15.
I'm gonna fucking shank yours, bruv, if you don't fucking fuck me. All right.
Okay. Well, so Dylan Hoyos, nation leader. What would you like your executive title to be? It doesn't have to be. It's your. This doesn't even have to be a democracy. What would you? Are you the president? Are you?
I'm definitely the omnipotent being that controls society. So I would be.
Do we have a shorthand for that?
I want something like a big name, like omnipotent or unfathomable or omnipresent.
His omnipresence.
Lord Omnipresence! Lord Omnipresence! That's right. I just have like a huge brain and I'm just sitting there like...
Megamind.
No, not as big as Megamind's.
No rights. Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's right. This brain couldn't even fit on screen. Let's go with omnipresent. So omnipotent. I don't know.
Omnipotent?
Omnipotent, omnipotent.
You would be the omnipotent of nude women? There we go.
Yeah.
The omnipotent himself.
Yeah.
The omnipotent himself. Hold on,
That's
you're
right.
over here for the omnipotent himself of nude women. Dylan Hoyos. There he is.
That's right.
Mr. Omnipotent. Is it Mr.?
Yes, please.
Okay. Mr. Omnipotent, I, the impartial third party, and he who has a hand in creating the events of your
You're
great
going to be
nation.
known as omnipresence. You're not there, but you're there.
I'm God.
That's right.
Yeah. I get to decide that because I'm God.
That's right.
But I'm like what deists believe a god to be, you know? I don't really
Atheists?
No, a deist. They're like Yeah, there's a God there, but he doesn't really touch shit. You know what I'm saying? But I like observe shit. Like
You're like a watcher. You just
Not exactly.
observe. You're an observer.
yeah, y'all
That's
are
why
just
you're
playing. Y'all playing around in my snow globe right now.
That's
Realistically,
why you're omnipresent.
listen, as God, I don't like those 3-syllable words. And imagine how I feel about 4. Okay, so Mr. Omnipotent himself. I have a few questions about your nation, and I just need maybe an answer and why, if you feel inclined. Is murder legal?
I mean, look.
It's your call.
not-
It's your call.
I'm going to say no, but if the purge does happen in the future, just know that it's your loss, not mine.
Yeah, you can sanction the purge. That's your call. So, follow up: is non-lethal violence a legal way of solving problems?
Non-lethal violence. I think that solves a lot of problems. So I think yes. I think that is a feasible
Okay.
thing.
Is there a particular fashion that you would encourage? Like, we have the Roman gladiators Colosseum. Is there something that you want to what's the word? That you want to put in that like a normalized government sanctioned event of violence designed to solve a problem?
Oh. Okay. So you mean like I thought you meant fashion in terms of like I'd just choose flannels. Everybody
not like
has to wear
drip.
flannels. No,
Yeah.
but
No, yeah, that's your call.
we're gonna call it the pit.
The
And
pit?
So it's,
The pit.
So basically, from an aerial view, I don't personally like him. I think Brad Pitt's face will just it'll be a massive hole in the ground with Brad Pitt's outline face.
Okay.
But where the eyes are, there's gonna be 2 pools of lava. 6 blocks wide, obviously.
6 blocks wide.
No, there's definitely but there's definitely like
I thought this was non-lethal.
it huh?
I thought it was non-lethal.
it's-
No one's supposed to die.
I never said it. Look, okay, here's the
Oh,
deal.
no, fair enough. I hear
In
what
the
you're
pit,
saying.
in the pit, you're not technically killing anybody if you accidentally trip and push them into the lava. So, look,
Fair enough. That's your
how
call?
I think it's
respect
how
it.
I think it's gonna go. Brad Pitt's face, where the eyes are, there's 2 lava pools. The mouth is gonna be an actual like Sarlacc pit mouth. There's just gonna be a massive jaw. Just go in there and he goes, "Argh!" And that's where public executions happen. That's
So we have public executions.
Yes, only if people decide that they're gonna be a bunch of bitches and mess with me. That's right, kid.
Bunch of
Straight
bitches.
up.
So if Sony claims Heisenberger Center, they are.
If Sony claims Heisenberger Center, I never played PlayStation. I don't give a fuck, dude. They can suck my dick and jump in the gaping jaws of Brad Pitt. And the outline, and there's going to be massive walls lining.
Okay.
And all the walls are going to be with a whole bunch of goo splurging out from the top so that nobody can climb them. And it's going to be in the outline of a skull representing
Okay.
Dylan number 1 and number 2 and all the Dylans that ever will die.
Rest in peace,
so-
by the way. You can
Yeah,
see the
sorry.
Mario hat in his hand, bro.
Yeah, you could tell, dude. Fuck, man. Like, I kind of want to put Chris Pratt as the monumental face because I love him so much. But hey, you can't win.
If you want to build a statue for Chris Pratt.
Nah, I don't care about him that much. Anyways, let's move on.
All right.
Chris
What
Pratt,
is-
more like Chris Shat.
I
I love him as Mario. I love him as Mario and as Chris Pratt. Rest in peace.
Okay, what is the legal drinking age?
I think 18. No, 21. Just to spite people
Really?
who decide to move. Just to fuck with people. And if you're caught drinking, the mouth you go.
Oh
Because,
shit!
look,
The mouth you go. Oh
Look.
shit! You don't want that. You
Look.
don't want that.
Look, okay, maybe I don't know when dads now were able to start drinking in America. But I guess, look, you're able to drink the moment you become a dad. So some people are going to be fiends and just start, I'm sorry, I'm not going to say rape is going to be a thing, but
I mean, it's not that you're sanctioning rape. Rape just happens.
It's gonna happen. I mean, look,
Unfortunately.
you're legally able to drink if you become a dad. It makes sense. It's YDFP.
And equally, you could do it consensually.
But if you're caught, oh, you're fucked. Into the mouth you go.
Caught doing what? Raping?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and we've got eyes. We've
So
got
rape
eyes.
is rape is punishable by death. That's good. I can back
Yes.
that. Anyone who doesn't like that is a suspect individual, to be fair.
Oh yeah. So if you once you become legal age of 18, obviously if you're raped still, it's bad. But
You shouldn't rape
once
at
you
any point,
become
realistically.
18 plus, hey, have as much orgies as you would like, just as long as it's legally bound and everybody's consensual. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Consensual sex. We give that 2 thumbs up.
This is really bad that we're making any jokes about this.
I don't listen. I don't remember making a joke about rape. I just said, oh, it's punishable
not
by
either.
death and it's bad. Yeah,
I'm
we
just
didn't make
saying, like,
jokes about it.
yeah,
It's just
I'm
not-
thinking of the consequences of what I said. You know, drinking, and once you become a dad, sure, but if people start becoming dads a little bit too early, that's a little bit suspect.
Well, I mean, sometimes you knock
And you
someone up
need
in
the
high
consent
school.
card. There's
You
going to be
do.
consent card. You have
Oh.
to get a stamp from the other person. Every human being that lives in my thing is going to get a surgery, where the only thing you can do is mentally, you can unlock. So imagine the middle finger, right? This is to all you, anybody who's not a dad, but specifically.
This is for you.
So basically what's going to happen is you have the consent card, which means both parties must consent, and there's a little, like, your middle finger right around this part where there's like a little hinge right here, little joint. It's going to remove, it's going to go, and inside is going to be a stamp. So both parties have to stamp each other.
Oh shit!
And there's no getting into it without breaking the finger or without mentally opening it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Okay. All right. I like that.
So yeah,
I like that.
So that's a prevention. So if somebody does, we know because the consent card is required.
Mm-hmm. It's in the database. We know.
That's right.
They know. It's not we. It's not me.
Oh yeah.
All right. So question: what political party do you represent?
Represent the whole party.
The whole party of nude women?
Yes.
The whole
party of nude women. I'm not politically savvy.
So how did you end up in office?
I don't know. I'm omnipresent. I'm omnipotent.
Were you the omnipotent or omnipresent? It was omnipotent, right?
Omnipotent. I'm the omnipotent, meaning I have, I think, unlimited amount of power, if that's correct.
Oh, maybe.
I think that's what that means. I'm just infinitely powerful.
Yes.
Omnipotent.
Yeah. So you just like decided.
Means you're everywhere and nowhere at the same time. That's why you're omnipresent and I'm omnipotent. I got here because I'm just fucking badass.
You were just
And
like, it's time, yeah.
That's right. But the whole party, yeah. I'm going to have to think about what we politically represent. We're Democratic leaning or right, left. I don't know. We might be very well centered. There is no political
Tough to say at this point.
Fuck the fans.
You'll think about it. Fuck the fans. We outlaw everyone that supports this podcast. No. So
only dads are allowed to support.
Yeah.
You go.
I'm
sorry.
So who is public enemy number 1 in nude women?
I don't really have a lot of enemies, but people who are fucking bitches, you know what I mean? People who are cunts. If you're bad at working, if you can't work, fuck you. If you have no work ethic, fuck you. You're public enemy number 1 because you're going to ruin the society by not being able to work efficiently. If you can't work efficiently, fuck you. In the mouth you go.
In the mouth you go? You have to be... So, if you're useless, in the mouth?
Yes. If you just sit there and do nothing, fuck you. Into the mouth, go...
So, we have no discernible, explicit public enemy number 1. I'm sure that'll come up eventually.
Maybe.
What is the national bird of nude women?
Toucan. Because think about it like this. Toucans are fucking sick, bro. They eat fruits.
Beaks.
They've got a fucking cool-ass beak. The only thing that can compare is a funny fucking, like, funny bird. Like a funny, like a flamingo or some shit like that. Like peacocks, nah. Flamingos, though, their fucking knees, like, bend like this. Like, they bend like... They don't bend like a normal knee. They bend like... Like, imagine if a knee is supposed to bend like that, right?
Yeah, that's right. They do.
Like
they do
this.
have inverted knees, don't they?
Ducks are pretty cool. Owls are pretty cool.
Ducks have massive dicks, though.
Definitely toucan.
Toucan? All right. I like that.
Yep.
That's a good... Get those Fruit Loops going. Right. So, what country is the number one rival and number one, we're assuming this is on Earth, the number one rival and number one ally of nude women?
Definitely America for both.
So we have beef with the number one world power. That's cool. That's a good decision. No, I like that.
Think about it like this, though. We've got Vecna. Vecna almost just ruined. I mean, maybe we don't. I don't.
We
know
don't
if
actually
Vecna.
know. We will find out next week. We will see
I
what
hope
the results
so.
of.
Let's just say that whoever's on my staff is gonna be fucking murking America. They don't even.
But you
have
can also
to-
appoint a cabinet. So if Vecna doesn't get it onto the Supreme Court, you can still, you know what I'm saying?
Here's what I'm gonna say. My public enemy, not my public enemy, my rival. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna say America. I'm gonna subtract that. I'm gonna minus that. It's probably some useless country like China. I don't know.
Those guys don't do
need China to
anything.
build shit. We don't need China for shit, bro. We build everything we need because we got hopefully Frankie, who's better. But we also got I think my boys Colombia. They've got the cartels that could fuck people up. China ain't got nothing. The fucking whatever the version of the mob in China. I'm sorry, bro. Y'all are scuffed. No dragons can defeat Coke. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a dragon flying in the sky. Just throw a bag of Coke on it. That's it. They're fucked.
It sounds like you've thought about that more than I have, so I'll take your word for it. On the topic of cocaine, so what drugs are illegal? And I'm gonna say this, telling you that any drug you do not mention will be recognized as legal.
The only one I want legal is weed, because that's the only one that sane people can still have. Anything else?
So, nicotine, alcohol, cocaine, heroin, all of it.
No. Okay, let's.
How are the
let's
dads
step-
supposed to drink their beer?
Let's step back.
Come on.
All alcohol, weed, even though I won't do it, heroin, coke. Let's just say fuck it, all the drugs. Who cares? Dads, whatever you like. There's dads all over the country. They're all
right.
all over the world. They're probably all on some kind of shit, They all got to cope with something, So
Fair enough. All right. Well, I have
if life is a drug, then I don't want to be living. Anyways, keep going.
Okay. No, that was it. So, okay, I have a good framework for creating these scenarios. That's great. So, do you have a national anthem in mind for nude women? I nominate Girls by the Beastie Boys.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You know what's funny? That's actually I don't like that specific song. I like a parodied version of it for a video game called Team Fortress 2. If you know Team
of
2,
course there's a TFT.
it's called Spies, and I would totally fucking go with it. Even though I don't even play the Spy. No, I'm going to have to think of that. If there is you know what? How about this? If you come up with a rap, if this goes on your next album, I will allow you to make your own anthem for my country. I will allow it if you put it on your next album, though. That shit would be funny as
I will.
fuck.
I will. Yeah. Oh, definitely. That is something that yes, I will do that.
It's gonna be called Nude Women Anthem. All hail nude. All hail nude women, and we're just like.
What? Yeah, that's
it's
exactly
just
how
fucking.
people
It's
move
just.
to hip-hop
It's just.
music.
I forget what the fucking song is. It's just Kendrick Lamar. I can't remember the song.
Humble?
It's not that specific song. No, but it's on Damn. I think it's called XXX.
I will make a track. I will make a track for nude women.
Yes,
and that'll
make
be
it.
that'll be the anthem. All right,
That's right.
So that's
Get Lil Coasty to be on top of that shit as well. Get him to star in there. We'll be chilling, dog.
Oh, Cozy's a busy man. It may be a little difficult, but for the great nation of nude women, I will do it. I will try. I will do my best.
He can be on the cabinet. Anyways,
I'll tell him the omnipotent of nude women has requested his vocals, and provided he has never watched this podcast, he might be like, "What the? Whoa, oh, what's that about?" Yeah. But it's all right.
I want to hop on the track if I can, but we'll get to that when we get to that now.
All right. So that's it. So that's all for my bit. So now I have enough to start creating scenarios with those things in mind. I'm going to put in the highlights of the Instagram page, the voting for the Supreme Court. If you have yet to vote for that and you are seeing this, please do vote for it. this, if you see this on the day it comes out, we record the episode the next day. So if you see this on Friday, you have like right now to vote for it if you still want your say. So that is that. We shall reconvene with the fine people of Nude Women in a couple weeks. Next week we will announce the winners of the Supreme Court, and maybe Dylan will nominate his cabinet. We'll see. He'll do whatever he would like to do.
That's
but
right.
yeah, what you got for us, brother man, brother guy?
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. There's not a lot much going on in my. I mean, yes, there's a lot, but it's kind of a lot to go over, and we don't have that much time. So let's cut to the chase. How have you been? I feel like
How have I been?
We haven't had like a on podcast. How have you been in a long
For me?
time? Yeah, how have you been?
Yeah, I tend not to speak much on my personal life on the podcast because I'm a little bit more private, but of course there is some stuff that I can talk about. I guess things are good for people maybe that don't know me, that are coming from maybe Dylan's side of life. People that from my side of life who, one, don't seem to watch this podcast at all because they never answer the the thingies, but that's on them for being smelly and not that good. Not that
Y'all
great.
aren't even dads anyways.
Not that. Yeah,
Fuck
you lack children. And some of you would be moms anyway, and we don't. I hate moms. No, no. Things are good for me. I am. Oddly enough, it's very strange thinking about how decent of a place I'm in terms of just my own life. It's crazy, because those that knew me in high school, early college even, I've just been like a mess like my entire life, right? Without getting too much into it, yeah, I had to, make a series of very difficult decisions and, make my mental health better and, add and remove some people around me and things of that nature. But yeah, I've just been working on myself for a couple of years at this point, and yeah, I'm starting to see the payoff of it. It's so strange because I have horrific anxiety. I have really, really bad anxiety. I always have. If you've noticed on the podcast, if you notice this little, I do. I got minor Tourette's. When I get a little bit anxious, I start twitching. It's the bane of my existence. It's been a problem for me since fourth grade.
I never knew that.
You never knew that? Really?
I mean, I've seen you going like that, but I never knew that was like a mild version of Tourette. I just thought you had like a little tick.
I mean, well, yeah. Because
but you don't need Tourette's to have tick, right? I think that's like an actual thing.
Tourette's is like a degree of it. Tourette's is physical and vocal tics, and I have two very, very quiet vocal tics. No one ever notices. How old was I in fourth grade? I would have been 9 or 10, and I'm 21 now. So however long that's been, someone has noticed my vocal tic once. So and I've talked to at least 10 people since fourth grade. So that's a lot, right? That I've been able to bypass.
What is your vocal tic? Because I've never heard it. Not that
you wouldn't know
think of it.
So no, it's just like a little noise in my throat, kind of. I can't even do it. I don't even know.
It's
I don't want to. This is the thing. It just happens. The danger about doing it on purpose is that like sometimes it makes me start doing it. Like I'll do it on purpose twice, and then I'll do it not on purpose for the next like 15 minutes. So I don't really want to do that because especially with the physical one, my neck hurts all the time. My neck hurts, so yeah. But the reason I say this, the reason that I bring it up, I've been doing all of this work on my mental health, my anxiety, things of that nature. And I've been on medication for years. But recently, since my doctor is back in Montgomery County, I am a couple hours away from Montgomery County as my current location. I've not been able to refill my prescription because bro needs to like see me in person, right? So I'm here in like the best headspace I've ever been in. My grades are good. I'm able to consistently do this podcast every week, and I love it. I really do just love it. Like the numbers aren't great. Maybe they never will be, but I do just love the process of like, I don't know. I put a lot of love into this, right? I feel as though having something to love makes life incredibly like, it just adds so much, because I used to not love really anything. I used to not really care about anything, but having stuff and it's not particularly cool these days to care about things, and that really sucks because
Yeah.
The difference between me being a completely miserable bitch and being in the space I am now is I have so many things that I love. Maybe they don't always love me back, right? Like music, making videos, I don't love school, but and it's stuff that nothing that's paid off for me yet, but I just love it, that's enough for me. For a lot of people, that's not enough, and that's unfortunate. The positive feedback and the high numbers is required for them to feel fulfilled by their endeavors, and I feel for those people. I do, because I am privileged enough to, whenever I would like to, open up my computer and edit a video, make music, whenever I want. Maybe not, I'm not going to win any awards. I might never make a cent off of it, right? But I just, I love it. It's pure. It's pure shit. It really is. So I'm able to do all of that, and I have an appreciation for that. My relationship with my family is fantastic. I'm, again, very, very lucky. And my friends, too, the people around me, I've had a decent amount of trust issue, and again, nothing I want to get into, but people that have been given time to earn my trust have, and nothing entertaining day by day. My life is very, very routine. I wake up, I go about my business, and then I go to class, and then I find time to edit. Maybe I hang out with some people that I've met at the place I am. Nothing. I don't do much. I live on very little money. I don't have that much money. I don't have a job. So it's like nothing crazy happens. I'm calm. There's a sense of calm in my life. There's a sense of calm, a sense of routine, and nothing until I disrupt it won't be disrupted. And that's with the way that my childhood was, with quite a few disruptions. It's nice, I'm grateful for it. I'm not lost. I try to let myself enjoy it. I enjoy this peace, this quiet, the ability to do things I love just because I love them. It's nice, man. It's nice. It really, it's a good time to be me, man. Like,
there you go.
I don't know. I don't know that everybody's envious of me. I don't think anybody is. Like, I don't live a particularly, especially not my friends, because they're all, I'm saying, like, muchísimo blanco. There's not a lot of things that I do. I got a lot of friends out in LA. Oddly enough, I don't know how this happened. I love my friends. I do. The Burger Center boys, I love them. I love them. I love them. Some of the things they do for fun, I just don't fucking get. And I just don't get it, right? So there's just in that way, there's just not a lot of things we connect on. There's a bunch of other stuff we connect on. That's why they're my best friends. But the point being, not that I have a life that everybody would want to live, but me living my life, having been in the place where you switch the schools, you move the house time and time again, you go this place, that, you travel, going every which way for years and years and years. It's just the ability to. I have one place that I go to. I wake up in one place every day. I have 3 or 4 places to go every day. I have 3 or 4 things to do every day, and there isn't one of them that I hate. I could do without one of my classes. I could, but realistically, there were a bad class. I used to. I don't know. I've had bad classes before, so it's cool. Things are good for me. I won't speak on this kind of stuff a lot. Conversations about me. Less GABRiEL, more Andrew. I tend to shy away from that in the podcast setting. I definitely do quite a bit of it in my music. My music is where I tend to release my serious deep down feelings. But however, yes, this isn't something I could probably say in my music, that's a lot of words, and I don't know how to make all of them rhyme. I probably do, but I don't feel like taking the time to do it. So that's how I am, things are, it's not much. It's not much to look at. It's not really much but that's the point. That's the point, man. It's calm. I have a very, very peaceful existence right now. That's really, really nice. It's really nice. And I feel for people who feel the need, and this is something that a lot of us do. I'd feel bad for people that constantly feel the need to disrupt their life. It's out of habit. This is, a lot of people, especially in the college sphere, because kids don't know how to fucking behave themselves, and they don't know how to really look after themselves, a lot of people will just throw themselves into drama, throw themselves into all this, that, and the other with no real benefit. There are plenty of good reasons to grow up in, white culture, right? One thing that there isn't a lot of, and this much to do with the place that I spent most of my life growing up, I never felt much of a sense of community in really anywhere I ever went to school. Just a lot of people, especially my first elementary school, it was a private school. It all feels fake. It all feels like we live in this like shitty TV show, and everyone's actually just trying to outdo each other. Everyone's trying to be cooler than each other. This is why where I am right now, I don't have any white friends. I did that on purpose. I did that shit on purpose. It is so nice. I don't know. I'll tell you this. The best job I've ever held was I worked at a thrift store for 8 months before I came to where it is I am now. I have never fit into a social dynamic better. Can you guess why that is?
Because it's unique. I don't know.
I was the only white person there. And in my experience, this isn't me saying I hate all white people, because I'm not like fake woke. I'm not like white people are trash. Well, I mean, in my experience, logically, if I took inventory of most of the people that have ever caused me a problem, most of them are white people. It's just true. It's just true. I'm not trying to tell people how to behave, but this is a podcast. I was asked about me, so I'm explaining it. It's cool. And growing up where it was I did, and there was too many white people. So yeah, I love my area. I love Montgomery County, Maryland, especially there's a part of Montgomery County that's more akin to where I used to be, but the part that I am, because the store was less than a mile from my house, right? The race demographic was like identical, so it's just been, yeah, it's cool. It's really, really cool. Just being able to interact with the people I'm able to interact with, and not interact with the people I don't want to interact with. Because that's just the thing about, especially this kind of college. I'm on the Eastern Shore of Maryland, and I'm sure I've given away my location probably several times, but fucking whatever. Nobody watches this show. So I won't say it. I'm never going to say it, but it's a heavy white population. My old school was a heavy white population, and I just didn't really get on with most of the people there either. So yeah, that's the vibes, man. The vibes are good over here. I've been able to, what happened? I left the business school. Those are where you get the proper like frat bro type of white people. Those people, those people suck. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. But it is what it is.
To each their own.
Yeah, to each their own. I don't understand. This is the thing about the whole frat culture thing. I don't fucking understand how they keep forcing themselves to talk like that. Why do they talk like that?
Oh, I thought you were talking about like why would they pay to be friends with people? That's just fucking.
Oh, well, that's a different question. That's a different question. But I'm talking about like, they manufacture this voice. That's not how any of them talk. Dude. That's how none of them talk. That's how none of them were taught to speak.
Well, you talk about
like they're putting on a performance 24/7, and they've paid to do it.
They paid money for it, bro.
Money. What does that do for them? What does that do?
Clout, bro.
And but really, like it's
I'm
yes.
part of Uzma Kappa, bro.
That's an iconic frat, to be fair. That if there is a frat for me to join.
Dylan 1 was part of Uzma Kappa.
Rest in peace, King.
Rest in peace.
In the YDFP graveyard, it's Dylan 1, Dylan 2, Chris Pratt, so and whoever else got executed in Nude Women.
Seth Rogen. Anyways,
Seth Rogen died too, man. Fuck.
Yeah,
anyway,
dude.
But I don't understand. I just don't get it. How they just keep. That has to be exhausting, right? Not because it annoys me. It annoys me. It does. But I'm trying to think from their perspective. Why, right? And so
I think it's because people in frats are as fake as they possibly can get. For the most part, I mean, there are some people who are in frats who are not like that, but it's also college. Like, people are still, like, low-key developing their brains. So when you're around other fucking retards who are like, soft, you're gonna then, who you're around consistently, you're gonna take on certain qualities of the people you're around, right? Like,
so this is what I was thinking is I've thought about this so much. This is such an interesting thing to me. Like the reason that people around me behave the way they do, I find that stuff so interesting. I think, not that I could study psychology because it's a long day, but if someone tells me stuff about psychology, I'll listen because it's interesting. So I think about it and I'm like, what could possibly be the reason? And it is just that. Like that's how they fit in. You can't talk like me. You can't talk like that guy over there who talk, if I went to any other place and I spoke like this, people would be like, "Oh, that's a normal guy." If I walked into a frat house and I started talking like this, they'd be like, "Who's this guy? Who's this kid?" That's something that they do. They call people that aren't like them kid. It makes me want to actually put a bullet between their head. Condescending pricks. If you're a condescending motherfucker, please never speak to me. You ain't shit. I promise you ain't shit. Like I'm not.
You also don't watch this podcast. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. You probably don't watch this podcast, but whatever. Just the way that it's like that's what they have to do to fit in. So what I've concluded is that, and I used to think that way. I used to be so hell bent on fitting in, right? Why do I not feel that way anymore? Is because I actually have a very decent sense of self-esteem, and that's because of work that I've put in on my mental health for years. I earned this, right? That wasn't given to me, and so because of this lack of, or because of this new, it's not new really anymore, but because of this sense of self-esteem, I don't feel the need. If people around me are talking like this, like, "Oh, bro, are you drinking tonight?" "Yeah, bro." I'll just talk like how I do. I'll talk. I don't. People have a way, and it maybe not in frat group settings, but the fact simply is when people have one-on-one conversations with me, it's not a bad time for them. It's just not. It's like things have shown. I have conversations with people, like real decent conversations, no matter what background they come from. I'm not, just me being me. I'm not a terribly dislikable person. I don't make myself out to be an asshole. I don't try to be a dick. It's easier to be just a generally pleasant person who's not trying to, and there's an amount of respect that you gain from almost anybody from doing that, in my own personal experience. But I have that about myself. That is because of my personality, the sort of person I am, my upbringing, my experiences. Unfortunately, not everyone has that. Some people, if you talk to them being them, they suck. That's just a fact. So I feel for them because they must know that. They must know that. And they cannot be either they're too insecure or they know they suck. So they have to put on a facade. They have to do it. And that's every single day. And they've paid to do it. And that just seems exhausting. I feel so terribly. And that's the frat setting. That's just general friend groups that people find themselves in before college, during college, after college. People just put themselves in these exhausting situations with other exhausting people, and they're all just trying to do shit to govern groups is a phrase that I've experienced. Like, oh yeah, it's important to govern the group. It's not important to be the big guy, man. Like if my friend group, do you know who the leader of our friend group is? Fucking nobody. We don't have there's nobody that's the leader of the friend group. So it's just like I'm lucky enough to have friends where I can say whatever I want to them. They can say whatever they want to me. Everyone feels safe. There's no hierarchy, and that's easy. That's just easy. I don't have to tiptoe around shit. People don't really have to tiptoe around me. Don't piss me off. I'll be if you make me mad, I'll be mad, and that's like. But if I make this guy mad, then he'll be mad. So it's whatever. So, but that's, I don't know. In a lot of friend groups, there's always the one guy that you don't want to piss off because he'll start a thing and he'll oust you from the group and it'll be a long day. That's not me, man.
And that's like that. That's why I'm glad I'm with, like, I've got the way
K's Co seems like that kind of group too.
What like a normal like how your friend group is, or
yeah, with like it doesn't have like a leader. It's what I'm saying.
So okay, so for the longest time, K's Co, I considered Daniel to be the leader, because he was kind of the guy who united almost everybody. I felt like I united a lot more people, or I brought like people into the group. So like how I considered it was Daniel up here, and then me and Josh, and then like the rest of the group was kind of like down here because like that's how I thought. But then as time went on, people left, people came. It wasn't because we pushed anybody out, as people moved on and became themselves and realized that they just did not want to be, that they didn't want to be a part of the group, or just like fell out of the group. That happens. Shit happens, you know. So Tazeco has this like really solid core group. We're all white except for two of us, me and my friend Frank. But like but even still, like what I've learned is that get a good solid friend group that is always going to be there for you. Yeah. Even though there's always going to be tough times. That's just how life is. People are going to get into arguments and shit like that. But
if your friendship is good enough, you will have arguments. If you have a friendship that has no arguments, it's actually not that deep.
No, and even if like there's some like not even arguments, it's just like disagreements on things or like feelings. Like if you can't feel in your friend group, then it's not worth it. And what I've learned, and this ties into something else that I wanted to say. We were going to film a YouTube video on last Saturday. However, two of my friends, one who is in the friend group, one who is not in the friend group, not in the core friend group, because we have a lot of friends who are like outside, in my personal opinion, outside of the friend group, who are not like with us. They're not like this with us.
Yeah. I'll say my camera, sorry.
One of them decided, he texted me basically saying like he didn't feel comfortable being in the video. However, he would film with us because he did promise. And I was like, thank you. I would be down for you to still be in it, and we'll write your character out. And that's not that bad. The other person, however, 2 days before filming, had then decided to tell me that he was originally not going to tell me and just not show up and not say anything to me, which, there you go. Ooh. And my friends and my core friend group was like, you can't do that. That's fucked up. Like, you can't just, you can't flake like that. And I'm not saying,
no
look,
show.
I understand if you don't want to be in the video, but tell me when I ask you if you want to be in the video. Don't tell me at all. Like, don't like expect me to know. I'm gonna assume yes to anything if nobody says anything. You know what I mean? And if it's like a direct, like when I asked you and you didn't respond to me, then I'm gonna assume no. But if you said yes and then I don't hear anything else from you, then it's yes, and you're, you know.
Well, duh.
So he decided, and that basically took what was that video and basically tore to shreds because he was a major player in the video. And so then I had to rework the entire thing, and I don't know if he feels bad about it or not. All I know is that he was originally going to flake, and then I talk about it, and then one of my, Q, is like, yo, like, why didn't you tell us these things? And then we got into an argument. Now, I wouldn't really consider it an argument, more so a disagreement on things.
Just a charged discussion.
Yes, it was just like my friends and I were talking about like why don't we communicate and stuff like that, and I basically told them that like, hey, I'm a busy person. Like I'm not only do I have a girlfriend who I just like my first ever girlfriend ever, so I'm still learning how to do that. I'm still learning how to figure out how to like
do my girlfriend.
Yeah, I got a girlfriend when I was 21. Yeah, my first girlfriend. I wasn't the crunchiest chip in the bag prior to that. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Invite me to the wedding.
You'll be the ring bearer if you don't shut up. Anyways.
I want to be the ring bearer.
But yeah, so I have to juggle having my first ever relationship, which is hard because everybody telling you that doesn't always work out. I mean, obviously, it's my first relationship. I don't know, but
you're gonna get really married.
I'm gonna plead the fifth. Because I'm not gonna say anything.
I don't want to get you in trouble. That's my bad. Hey, look, if you're listening, man, let him be.
I love you, Leah.
Come on, let him. Yeah, see, you see that? He's simping for you on air. That's fine. Right. He's a good man.
Fuck everybody else who's gonna say anything. You're gonna be thrown into the mouth.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop talking my shit. You might throw God himself in the mouth.
Not only am I juggling that, which is hard because it's a relationship and that's incredibly difficult to do. It's also difficult to be an assistant leader at a place learn. And I have no idea. I've never been an assistant to anything. I've never been manager position. So it's hard. And especially because I'm not getting the training that I think I need.
And you work crazy hours too.
Oh, and I'm working insane hours. I technically yesterday was a break day. Today I had to go in for 2 hours. I was supposed to do something and I didn't even get to do the thing that I wanted to do. So, because I had to help out. And I respect that. I'm always here to help. That's why, fuck you, who, if you don't help, you're going to be thrown into the mouth. But also, like, on top of that, my parents were still moving. I have to get acclimated. My dog died. I had to become assistant manager. I had to work around my girlfriend, and I had to think of a video idea, right? That's a whole bunch on my mind that I just can't feasibly communicate as good as I am. So I apologized and told them, like, hey, sorry that I'm not as good, but you got to understand where I'm coming from. Like, I'm fucked right now. I've been really stressed. Like, there's been a lot of stress. Like, you're in a chill part of your life. I'm in a very stressful part of my life. But at the end of the day, that's how life is. Life is going to do that, And so, luckily, and although we did have there was a little bit of throwing out accusations, which I understand that happens. But at the end of the day, like, we came to a mutual agreement, and luckily we all, like, came together, and they apologized for getting angry at me, and I told them I'm sorry that I'm not on top of my shit. But that's just what friends do. Like good, solid friends will talk it out. They're not gonna, obviously you get arguments, but at the end of the day, you talk it out, you become better, and you become closer. Slowly. It's not big, but it's a slow closing in on your friendship. And I that's what I've learned, and I've had the very good privilege of having some really good friends. Not a lot of fake people. There are a couple people who I would consider fake. I'm a very forgiving person, so it doesn't take much to get me back. But so it does fuck me over sometimes because I guess the best way to describe it is let me give you an example. So I have a coworker who I considered to be equal to me at my current job. I became assistant manager because I worked my ass off. I was working nonstop. I was always opening. I was working from 5:30 to 1:30 every day. And if I had to close, I would come in and close. I was doing everything I could. And I was not on top of that. I was basically the manager. Even though I wasn't manager position, I was a supervisor. We didn't have a manager. We didn't have an assistant manager. We didn't have our regional manager. We had nobody. It was just me and him. And we juggled a lot. And it fucking sucked. But I proved myself because I know that with good work, you're going to get somewhere, right? Now, I'm not going to say he's a bad worker. But if you're going to roll in 30 minutes late to every single shift, clock in, and then say that you were there for those 30 minutes, on top of it, disappear for an hour. Claim that you were talking to somebody and that, oh, I'm sorry. And then expect it to get the positions that you are going to get. You're not going to get anywhere if you're not showing that you're a good worker, right? If you're not going to prove yourself, then there's no point. And I would consider him a friend. I would consider him a cool guy. We got along. We were cool. But I don't think he liked me a lot. And I think it's because he probably thought I was weird. He probably thought I was very pretentious. Because I don't like to claim that I'm good, but I know I'm good. I'm fucking killer at anything and everything I do. I think I'm funny. I think I'm good looking for the most part. I'm omnipotent. I'm the best worker I know. No, but in like all seriousness, like definitely I'm really funny. I'm definitely funny agree. And I'm the best worker I know. I don't know anybody who's better than me. I don't know anybody who can pull 40-hour work weeks, juggle YouTube, juggle a girlfriend, and do all this stuff and not go fucking insane. I don't know it. None of my good friends are able to do that. Not that I know of.
I happen to be the best worker I know as well.
I respect that. But in a different sense.
We just do different things.
Yeah. I'm a great worker when it comes to work. Outside of work, But when I'm at work and when I'm getting paid to do it, I'm going to go above and beyond because that's what you're supposed to do. But even still, but he just did not give a fuck. And I understand his situation. He wasn't getting the recognition that I think he wanted. And I was getting that, but to be fair, I was putting in way more effort than he was, so I was hoping to get recognized. Got assistant manager. He was going to get kitchen, a kitchen, like almost like a head chef kind of thing. So he can curate meals and do all this stuff. And he got told the promotion. He accepted the promotion on a Thursday, and Friday morning he rolled in 45 minutes late. And my boss, who does not tolerate that, basically in her mind was like, yeah, I'm not giving him the position because he doesn't deserve it. If he's going to roll in 45 minutes late the next day and not say anything, yeah, that's going to suck. To be fair, I'm not going to say that I don't roll up late, but I don't roll up late without A, saying something, and B, if I am rolling up late, it's probably 5-10 minutes, and even still, I do my fucking work because, I bust my ass.
Nah, 45 minutes is crazy.
No, 45 minutes is insane. And it wasn't like, every once in a while. It was every single day. It was not nonstop. So you would assume, like, when people are like, oh, when is he going to get here? I just said, wait 30 minutes. You'll be here. And you add to his time 30 minutes because that's just how I learn. And he was starting to get on time. He finally quit without even putting in his 2 weeks. He just quit on Thursday? No, Wednesday. Wednesday night, he had quit. He had texted my boss basically saying that he's not working anymore and that he's done and that he's never coming back. I've never understood. I know we're running the time, but I want to go off on a tangent. Why are you going to put the time and effort in working and then quit and not even give your 2 weeks? Nothing like that. If you put in the effort and and people respect you at your job, why waste the opportunity to get a resume? Like, especially with, like, he was like me. He was exactly like, I consider him an equal, and I'm not going to write for him anymore because he just straight up quit. And I even knew it. I had a deep down feeling he was not going to work there anymore. I even talked to my other coworker who I consider an equal. But let's just say that the two people who I considered equals at work who were busting their ass are not the crunchiest chips in the bag, but I still like them. They're cool. But I don't get how you can quit on the spot without putting in your 2 weeks. I get just not showing up on your last shift for your 2 weeks. That doesn't really matter. That doesn't really void out anything. You put your 2 weeks in. You just didn't show up on your last day. If you gave them an excuse, I've done that before and got bit in the ass for it, but that's a one-time occurrence. But, like, I don't get how you can waste all that time, all that fucking effort that you put in and get nothing in back because you decided to screw them over. I don't get it, personally. It's never been... That's like the frat boy talking. Like, why are you going to waste all that fucking energy and then get nothing back? There's no point in talking like, dude, I put in my... I'm leaving, peace. Like, if you're a frat boy who quits on the spot and does not put in their 2 weeks, you're a fucking dickhead. And you know what? They're public enemy number one. That's right! If you're a frat boy who likes to quit on the spot, you're a fucking public enemy number one. Remember how I said there was nobody?
To the mouth!
To the mouth!
To the mouth with you.
To the mouth! Off to the mouth you go, ya bloody fuck!
Funny story. I worked at the thrift store, the aforementioned thrift store. I worked there for like 8 months, and that's when I took a semester off in fall of 2021. I wasn't in school, and I spent that time doing mental health shit and working at a thrift store. Do recommend, if you feel as though that you want to take a semester off to work on your mental health and you're like really serious about it, do it. Do whatever you need to do it. I am living proof it is a good idea. Regardless, it was just funny because I liked working at the thrift store. I called out once in 8 months. I called out one time. I was always on time, and it was tough because I knew I was going back to school, and so I had a date for when I was going back to school. So I had to put my 2 weeks in. As I go in to put in my 2 weeks, they tell me, "Hey, there's a supervisor position open, and we want you to fill it." And I was like, "Oh, I'm leaving it." It was just like, oh, not only am I not going to take it, I'm actually going to leave the job altogether. Bye.
Well, I mean, look, that's
they really liked me there.
Though.
I mean, it is excusable. I had a reason, right? Like, But I just thought it was funny. I was like, oh, you're gonna tell me this now? You're gonna tell me this now?
That's how they get. Like, I know you probably they didn't know.
They didn't even know, but they didn't know I was leaving.
Yeah,
they just liked me enough that they wanted to like start pushing me up a little bit. I was like, oh, that's really nice, but I'm leaving.
what pisses me off is when jobs to keep you offer you a higher position and you get nothing in return. Like, yes, it's a higher position. What I like, if I ever owned a business, I wouldn't want you, like, if you're gonna quit, then just quit. I don't want to deal with it. Like, I'm not gonna hire. Like, if you're a valuable asset, it's one thing. Like, there's been a lot of times where I've like put in my 2 weeks, and they try to come up and be like, "Is there any way you can stay? Why would you have to leave now? Like, I want to offer you." Like, no, you should have offered it to me bricks ago. Like, that's that's like, if you're not gonna show the respect that I deserve, then why should I care about you? You know what I mean? I've had that at other jobs. But I've never just quit. Like, the only time I've ever just never showed back up was at my Italian job, but that was during COVID. He closed down. I couldn't go back in. And then the most recent time was I said that, hey, I am going to work for you. I worked one shift and I got COVID, and that was a blessing not in disguise, in plain sight, because I did not want to go back. And I would have just put in my 2 weeks. I just would have been like, I'm not coming back. Or it was a one shift thing, so I get that. But if you're gonna work there and put effort, then fucking like, don't be a fucking bitch and leave. Like, that's just a bitch move. Does not make sense to me. With that being said, I feel like that was enough time allocated to.
This is a bit of a more serious episode, but you know what? Again,
and a lot more of you talking. There hasn't been that many episodes where you're like the primary focal point of most conversations.
No, if I wanted to talk about me, I probably would, but I don't really. Usually, the only reason that we talked about me is because you asked me. I like to experiment creatively on this podcast. I like to, that's why we're doing the whole fucking the great nation of nude women thing. That's the function that this podcast serves me. Flexing my creative muscle, creating, interesting things, making funny segments. That's my specialty, and then you bring, a different aspect to it. It's cool.
That's what I do.
This podcast is not one-dimensional, and I like that. I like that a whole lot. With that being said, yeah, it's been a minute, but yeah, this was one of the more serious episodes. But yeah, it's just it's a reflection of the.
You know what won't make it serious?
Oh, do a funny thing. What's gonna be?
Oh, I do have a funny thing. Actually, you know what? You say the end bits while I set it up. How about that?
Fair enough.
You start ending it up.
If you did enjoy this episode, it was a bit more serious, but if you did enjoy this episode, this was a good enough listen for you. Do leave a like. Do subscribe to this channel. Please do follow us on Instagram at Your Dad's Fave Pod. Follow me at BC GABRiEL. That stays in. You look in the description for how it actually is written out. At Dylan.Hoyos. And go on to TikTok if you feel like it. You can go Your Dad's Fave Pod on TikTok as well. Follow us on Spotify. That's Your Dad's Favorite Podcast on Spotify. If you search YDFP in any of these places, you will find us. You will find us. I'm very happy about that. You'll find us at YDFP. Yeah, it's a pretty uncommon combination of letters, so you get that. And Dylan, what's up? What are you looking at me for?
No, normally we end on some stupid shit that I do, but I think this is pretty funny. I saw this at CVS today, and I think it's probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen at CVS. Let's just let him play it out. Hold up.
Thanks for watching. Tell your dad we said hi.
And drink a nice cup of Joe.
Bro, he looks like he's making it rain under the table.
Nice callback! In and out it goes!
Oh my god.